The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Local sports now.
It's the 302 Sports Friday night downstate game of the week. Welcome to Delaware's premier high school football pregame show, brought to you by Sodell Concepts, 12 chef-driven restaurants on the culinary coast in southern Delaware. Now let's go live to your host of the Sodell Concepts pregame show, Benny Mitchell.
Welcome to Delaware Live Sports Friday night downstate game of the week. You're watching the Sodell Concepts pregame show. I'm Benny Mitchell. Joining me shortly, my broadcast partner, Scott Kammerer. It's homecoming at Briggs Stadium here in Milford, where tonight we have a Class AA interdistrict contest between the 1 and 2 Concord Raiders and the 2 and 1 Milford Buccaneers. Concord won their season opener and then dropped 2 straight. The Raiders find themselves on the road for the 3rd straight week. Milford had a big win in their season opener, then lost to William Penn, a game I think they'd soon like to forget. But then last week on the road up north against, they escaped both Tropical Storm Ophelia and Delcastle with a 14-8 win. Tonight, these two unranked teams will look to get into the Class AA conversation. I'm going to bring in my broadcast partner now, Scott Kammerer. Scott, what do you think of this matchup here in Old Millie tonight?
I'd say if you're a Duck, you would love this weather out here tonight, Benny, and we're going to have to see if this affects the game too much. But talking to Coach Bell, he wants to play all 4 quarters. He wants his team to start fast, and if you start fast and play all 4 quarters, you got to come out and play hard in the first quarter. At Delcastle, the defense kept them in it. They just kept hanging around. They were down, touchdown at halftime, and their defense just made all the right plays at the right time. At William Penn, they needed to be perfect, and they were not,
right.
And which is okay. They were not perfect, but we're hoping that somewhere in between is what you'll see tonight from the Milford Buccaneers. And I think you got to ignore Concord's record. They lost a 1-point game, like you're going to talk about later, and they lost to a really tough Tower Hill. But we like the matchup here tonight, Benny. We think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a hard-fought battle, and I think you're going to see 2 hungry teams that come out, and they both need to win this game.
Concord head coach Sean Wood leads the Raiders in his 2nd season as head coach. He previously was the head coach at Brandywine for 3 seasons. The Raiders lost to Archmere in the opening round of the first round of the Class AA tournament last season. They're 1 and 2 this season, falling just 1 point to rival Brandywine, and they're coming in off a tough loss to Tower Hill. Talking to Coach Wood earlier this week, he said his biggest concern has been the offensive struggles to score so far. Jariah Wright leads the Raiders ground game, and senior quarterback Jack Pope will steer the Concord offense. His favorite target is James Skinner, who has hooked up twice this season for touchdowns. A non-district win tonight, Scott, would be big for the Raiders when they begin District 1 play next week hosting Red Lion.
Absolutely, and Coach Wood is looking to build on last year's success, and he really thinks that with Wright, he has someone with a high motor and a guy that can control games. So really, Wright needs to get it going early, and that starts with the O-line. They need to make their assigned blocks. They need to open holes and give Wright somewhere where he can get something going. But looming on the other side of the ball, Milford's D, we talked about it. They're going to try and keep him in it, so it's going to be a challenge for Concord. But if they're going to put together another season where they get into the playoffs, this is where it starts right here tonight.
Jed Bell not only returns home, but he returns to the sidelines. Bell's last stint was at Woodbridge during the 2020 season, where he led the Blue Raiders to the state tournament. In 2019, he led Woodbridge to a state championship appearance where they fell to Howard 16-15. He has a career record of 17-4. Prior to being head coach, he was the defensive coordinator during the 2 Blue Raiders championship runs in 2016 and 2018. Senior Jack Hudson leads the Bucks at quarterback. He is 10 of 27 for 145 yards this year. No touchdowns, but he has suffered 2 interceptions. When he throws, he spreads the ball around. He has connected with 6 different receivers this season. He has a rushing touchdown this season. We will most likely see the run game of Denaire Horsey and Charles Short. With their power back, occasionally you'll see Greg Lockett come in to run the power offense. Milford's defense is anchored by linebacker Aston Hudson and Landon Badley, along with end Jordan Curry. Hudson leads the team with 31 tackles, while Curry has 10 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss. Badley has 11 tackles, 2 for loss. The Bucks are looking to get to 3-1 before heading to Wilmington next week for a game with St. Elizabeth.
Yeah, Benny, you want to get out ahead of this before you head out to St. Elizabeth. You don't want to be 500 going in there. But we love Coach Bell's pedigree. We love that he's back home. We love that he was with Woodbridge, and he was on the state championship team that was in the finals. So I really think with Horsey, he can have a marquee back. Chris Short had an excellent year last year on defense. He split in time. They're pretty even, Short and Horsey, on carries. They're both averaging about a touchdown a game. So in order really, I think, to come out ahead here, one of those guys is going to have to do a little bit better than his average. Curry has been really stout on defense when he needs to be. So it's important for this team, if they're going to get their season where they want to go, to put together a complete game today, play all 4 quarters, and limit the penalties.
Folks, when we come back, we'll take a look at the Arena Deli's players to watch in tonight's game. We'll be right back on the other side of this commercial timeout.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Sodell Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Sodell Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Sodell Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
And welcome back. Let's look at tonight's players to watch. Arena's Deli's players to watch. Arena's Deli, 6 locations. The original location, downtown Rehoboth Beach. Arena's Cafe on Highway 1 Rehoboth. In Lewis at the Village of 5 Points. At the airport in Georgetown, Milford, and the new Arena's Pub on Coastal Highway in Lewis. And we're going to start with the Concord Blue Raiders. And Nick Pope, number 77, he's a junior, offensive line, defensive line. Coach Wood said he is his best lineman on both sides of the ball. He has 22 tackles this year and a forced fumble.
Absolutely, and at 6'2", 270, a two-way player here in the game tonight at Milford. Nick Pope is going to be really a key. If he can control the line and really open some holes for Horsey and for Short, then we're going to see some real action from Milford.
And then our next player to watch for the Raiders is number 44, Ryan Brooks, the running back, outside backer, 39 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception. He plays some tight end for the, have him listed as tight end tonight. Ryan Brooks, number 44.
Yeah, and he's 5'9", 180. He's got a nose for the ball. We were talking about him before the game. He can fill holes. He can scrape across the line. He's got good hands, good feet, 39 tackles and a sack like you talked about, and an interception. He's a real menace on the defensive side of the ball.
And finally for the Concord Raiders, number 27, Jariah Wright. He's a two-time all-district fullback. He's got 263 yards this year and 2 touchdowns. Plays some running back and some linebacker for the Raiders.
Yeah, Wright listed at 5'7", 170 pounds. He's got all the tools. He's got speed. He's got aggression. He's a good tackler. He's got a high motor. He's got a lot of success behind him. 2-time all-district fullback. And with 263 yards in 3 games, he's putting together some pretty good runs. And I think he's going to be tested here tonight against Milford.
And let's talk about the Bucks, the home team here in tonight's matchup. We'll start with number 53, Aston Hudson, the senior guard linebacker. Team leading 31 tackles, 5 of them for a loss, Scott.
Yeah, and he's 6 foot, 205 pounds, a senior, two-way player, and he can really move. He's got 31 tackles, like you said, but 5 of those are tackles for a loss. So he likes to play a lot of his activity is in the backfield.
And then number 6, you'll see him also on both sides of the ball. He's the senior running back, linebacker. He has 43 carries, 363 yards this year, 2 receptions for 15 yards. Charles Short, the fullback for Milford.
Yeah, and he's providing a lot of senior leadership. I was watching his highlight tape earlier. He's a great open field tackler. He puts himself in good position. He's a smart player. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and he's really a two-way threat for the Buccaneers tonight.
Danair Horsey, the senior running back and linebacker as well. He's a couple catches as well. 59 carries, 370 yards. Him, as well as Shorts, has found the end zone 3 times this year.
Yeah, and watching him, he's, like we said, averaging a touchdown a game. He might need a few more tonight, and this might be his kind of territory with a little bit of rain, a little bit of mist. It's going to be a ground game. I think he could be your marquee back tonight, and with 307 yards in 3 games and 3 touchdowns, we're looking for him to up his average a little bit here tonight.
Coming up after the break, Scott and I will break down tonight's game with the X's and O's. We'll be right back after this commercial time.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
And welcome back to Milford. You're watching the Soto Concepts pregame show on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. As we're getting closer to the kickoff with the Downstate Friday night game of the week, it's time for the X's and O's of tonight's game. So let's talk about the Concord Raiders. What do they need to do tonight to be successful, Scott? They need to move the chains and shorten the game.
Yeah, we talk about it so much. Key to high school football, really. You got to get a couple yards on first down. You cannot put yourself behind the 8 ball on third down and be forced to throw, because that's when they pin back their ears and they really come after you. So move the chains early and often, and you got to shorten the game.
Win the battle up front, and we watched them when they came in. They are big up front.
They absolutely are, and we were watching them in warm-ups, and we didn't get a chance to watch much tape, but they definitely have an ability to control the ball up front. Can they execute? Can they make their blocks? Will their schemes be able to hold up against Milford's D? We're about to find out.
And finally, they need to limit the penalties.
Yeah, and that happens with every team. That every game we do, it seems like a drive or two that at a key time, a penalty bogs down the whole thing, and the whole game switches. So Concord absolutely has to stay out of the penalty zone, and they can't get sucked into that, and they can't put multiple penalties back to back to back. And
for the Milford, what do the Bucks need to do tonight? I think, Scott, they have to stay on schedule, much like you said about Concord.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think one of the most important things is they have 2 really good backs, and it seems like they're evenly giving them carries, so they absolutely have to split the work in the backfield there and get those guys on schedule, running first down, picking up yards, and they need to move the chains too.
Scott, they had a bad week last week with the turnover. 4 of them in the first half, actually 5. One ended the quarter. It was a 4th down anyways, but they have to win the turnover battle tonight.
The good thing about that is we watched that tape. At least they got it out of their system for William Penn.
Right.
And Coach Bell said before, hey, we got to play perfect. We got to play all 4 quarters to beat William Penn, and they didn't, and the score reflected that, but he had a really good attitude about it. He said, well, hey, look, we're going to look at our successes, see what we did good. We're going to look forward to Concord, and we're going to go down there, and we're going to play in our home field, and we're going to get a victory.
And finally, get those speedsters out into space.
Yeah, so many times we've seen that. The most important thing is they got to get their players the ball in open space, give them some room to operate, let them get down the field, and they absolutely have to be quick and get the ball to their speedsters in space.
We'll be back after this commercial timeout, getting close to kickoff, about 10 minutes away here from Milford. It's the Concord Raiders and the Milford Buccaneers. We'll be back after this commercial timeout.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
First State Orthopedics statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com.
And welcome back to the Delaware Live Downstate Game of the Week, powered by 302 Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell, and providing my color commentary tonight for me is Scott Kammerer, Brandon Hill on the camera. Dave Marvel is our statistician. Your halftime and post-game stats will be brought to you by Surf Bagel. We're approaching kickoff here, so let's check out the playing conditions with the turf report. Playing surfaces, this sprint turf, this artificial surf, I think it's only a year old here at Milford. It's in excellent shape. Our game time temperatures are 64 degrees, 10-mile-an-hour winds, and they're coming from the north. That means it's coming right at your picture, folks. We've had to close the window. It's blowing right in our face. I'd like to take a moment to thank some of our 2023 sponsors: Barkley Heating and Air, Capstone Homes, Juwan Johnson State Farm, Arenas Deli, Active Pest Solutions, Louis Pizza, Sodell Concepts, and Grandpa Max. So, Scott, it's time for kickoff here in Old Millie from Briggs Stadium.
Yeah, we're going to try and do a good job on calling the numbers for Milford.
Oh, my.
But
not happy.
It's maroon on burgundy. So.
Well, no, that's black. I think it's like a dark burgundy on black.
Yeah, it's dark burgundy on black.
With about a quarter inch of yellow trim.
So if we get your son's name wrong, we apologize.
Let's go through the rankings in Class AAA. Middletown still number 1. Dover moves up to 2. Sally's with their win over Smyrna goes to 3. Smyrna at 4. Sussex Central drops to 5. Hodson at 6. Appoquinimink at 7. We'll go to real quick to Class 1A. Tatnall Indian River State 1-2. St. Elizabeth at 3. Polytech 4. Brandywine at 5. Wilmington Charter at 6. And First State Military at 7. Scott, give us the double A. That's where we're here tonight, folks. Class AA football tonight.
AA football. Caravel, also the Buccaneers. They're 1. Laurel's 2. They're moving up from single A to AA after 2 state titles. Wilmington Friends is 3. DMA, who we've seen this year, who's a really good squad. They're 4. Number 5 is Howard. 6 is Sussex Tech. And 7's Redline. They got knocked off early in the season by Cape.
So we will look at a couple games around the state tonight. In AAA, number 7, Appoquinimink is at number 4, Smyrna, 7 o'clock kickoff. Salesianum, number 3, at number 2, Dover at 7:30. Number 5, Sussex Central, well, they're across the bridge. They're at South Carroll in Maryland at 7 o'clock. And number 6, Hodgson, is down at Cape and Lopin at 7. Cape and Lopin 3-0, looking to break that bubble and get in the rankings. In 2A, Archmere at number 1, Caravel at 7 o'clock. Elkton at number 4, DMA. We watched them last week in a close game with Sussex Central. And Scott, one of the games that really interests me is number 6, Sussex Tech, 3-0, headed up to Odessa for a 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, and we'll see what they have. And we're all, we're real interested in Cape. That's right down the road from here. They're 3-0 for the first time in 25 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And you're going to find out if they're the real deal tonight against Hodgkin, who's number 6 in AAA.
And then in Class A, Tatnall and Dickinson, Tatnall number 1. First State Military and Polytech, that has been postponed till tomorrow night, and they're going to be playing at Draft Stadium, the old Wesley College. Polytech's field conditions were just not in good shape. Folks, we're going to cut our mics for the national anthem, and we'll be back ready with some football. And national anthem by, like, of course, and part of the Milford Buccaneers band. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Where'd Dave go?
Yeah, we got to get some wide receivers up here, Benny, instead of us.
So ready to kick off. Concord will be kicking off to the Bucks. Concord in the maroon helmets, white shirts and white pants. Milford in the burgundy helmets, black jerseys, black pants.
Yeah, and for Milford, we have Wilderson Alexander back. He's a senior. Looks like number 13 is kicking for Concord.
A number of the kickers.
Jackson LaPerle, he's a senior. He's set to kick off to start this game.
And away we go. Kick's going to go to about the 25. Bounce, hit his feet, and go out of bounds.
They throw a flag?
Yeah, they did, but I thought
I thought it hit his feet and went out, Benny.
Referee was right there.
Referee had a better seat than we did.
Yes, he did. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Milford Buccaneers. See what they come out tonight. Run a little bit of a wing tee, some wishbone. When they do throw, kind of they roll out, some short passes.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to re-kick it.
So Milford does not take the penalty. We saw that week 1 where John Wells from Sussex Central did not take the penalty, had them re-kick it, and they took it back for a touchdown on the second kick.
Yeah, and we were kind of doubting, and we were like, why take the penalty? Let's take, why take, off the board? But sure enough, he knew what he was doing. I mean, I guess you got to think in high school you're going to get maybe a worse kick.
Shorter kick,
yeah. Shorter kick and have a chance to run it back.
Williams, the freshman, will kick again.
Of course, they have an electric kick returner, Pucci.
Yes, he's had 2 big returns this year.
Yeah.
One for a touchdown, one that took him back inside the 20.
He looks like a threat every time he touches the ball at return.
So here we go. We're going to re-kick here from the Milford, and here we go with our 2A game of the week. The ball's inside the 10. He's going to pick it up at about the 7.
Yeah, we say this all the time. Like, guys get out of their lanes when this happens.
2 missed tackles, gets it out across the 30. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Milford Bucks, folks. Could not get a number on that. These jerseys are very hard to read. Let's set the starting lineup for the Bucks offense. At the tackles, Landon Bailey and Angeline Clawville. At the guards, Austin Hudson and Tevez Pierre. The center is George Huffnagel. At the tight end, Jean Vanderpool. The quarterback, Jack Hudson. Charles Short at the running back. Daenerys Horsey at the fullback. The receivers are Benjamin Gascoria and Nason Legros. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Let's go by handoff. I believe that's Shorts. Gets pushed back into the backfield. Turns it back inside. Gets out across the 35 to the 40, where he's taken down about the 41-yard line. He's going to pick up about 7 on the play. 2nd down for the Bucks.
Yeah, and Shorts has those long strides. He just gets out in the open space and just chews up ground. He looks like he's a threat to make a 1st down every time he touches the ball.
And let's set the Concord defense. The defensive end is Sean Floyd. The line, the down lineman are Nick Pope, Jeremiah Eastburn, Samaj Kyer. The linebackers, C.J. Walker, Ryan Brooks, Lucas Culver, and Andrew Furco. We'll get to the secondary after this play. 2nd and 3 for the Bucks.
And folks, 77, Nick Pope is the one to watch on the front line.
And that's a handoff to Alexander, and he's got enough for a 1st down for the Bucks. As the defensive backs for Concord, Andrew Furco, James Skinner, Assad Banks, and Jackson LaPerle.
And this is absolutely what Milford wanted to do. Coach Bell wanted to come out. He wanted to start quick. He wanted to be crisp, and he wanted to get first downs and really move the ball down the field. That's exactly what they're doing to start this game.
First down for the Bucks. Hudson goes under center. Wing T formation, wing to the far side. And it's going to be a handoff. That's Shorts again. Shorts wrapped up at the backfield, and he's going to lose about a yard on the play.
And you got to feel that's the way to stop Shorts. You got to get him in the backfield. You got to wrap him up, and you got to kind of not let him get ahead of steam and get rolling downhill on you.
It's going to bring up second, and they're going to say no gain on the play, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Milford Buccaneers. Scott, I'm going to give this window one more try, and if this picks up rain, it's infinite.
Can't control Mother Nature.
That's right, wing T formation. Hudson goes back in the center. Receiver split wide to the near side. Motion comes, and it's going to be a hand off to Horsey. Horsey up the middle, picks up a couple, and he's going to get across midfield. Gain of about 5 on the play. 3rd down for the Buccaneers.
I just feel like it's going to be Horsey's night, and tonight's going to be his marquee game. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I just feel like this is a game that he can control and he can just really get rolling with.
3rd and call it 5 for the Buccaneers. Wing to the far side, wide receiver to the near side. Concord showing blitz. Backs off, ball's on the ground on the exchange, and Scott, they had this problem at Del Castle.
Yeah, and you got to think, the weather at Del Castle was way worse than this.
Right.
So this has got to be a little bit better, but I would not say this is ideal. This is not ideal conditions.
We saw some of this last week, I think, with Central had a couple bad snaps and just couldn't get the play going.
It's been raining every day for a month, so
it seems like it, yeah.
We haven't. You're going to have to get used to playing in the rain at some point.
It looks like Jed Bell's going to go for it here on 4th down.
I like the aggressiveness, and hey, you're at home, it's homecoming, let's play ball.
Wing moves to the near side, so move a power formation.
Concord is in the box.
And it's going to be Shorts. No, I'm sorry, that's Daenerys Horsey. He's got the first down, cuts it back inside the 25. That's a first down for the Buccaneers.
And you got to think that's what Coach Bell's looking for out of Horsey. That's the kind of run that he really needs out of Horsey, and we think he can pull it off tonight. I felt like Concord was in the right defense. They just
nice little cut back there, a little shifty with Daenerys Horsey.
Yeah, he just got a little bit of space on the outside. He got one block and cut it back underneath. I thought that they had it dialed up. They just couldn't deliver.
Ball at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for Milford. Hudson goes under center. Wing T with the wing to the right. And it's going to be a handoff this time is to Shorts. And he's wrapped up in the middle.
Same play. I mean, that little inside handoff where he's coming across and ran right into Nick Pope. And there really is not much you can do about it. It's not much you can do about that.
The sophomore, number 9, Lucas Culver, in on that tackle as well. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Bucks.
Yeah, and that was the same kind of thing. Like, I feel like if Shorts really gets ahead of steam, he's going to be a problem. But they called him the last 2 runs he's had. They've got their hands on him in the backfield after he took 2 steps. So
yeah, they moved the yard marker up. So 2nd and 9, ball at the 21. Hudson checks his backfield, takes a snap, hands off up the middle to Horsey, and Horsey takes it down inside the 15. And that's going to be close to a first down for the Buccaneers.
And Horsey's saying, "Feed me, coach. Give me the ball. I'm ready to take this to the promised land for you."
So the Bucks enter the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 12. They're going to go no huddle here, it looks like.
I mean, you got to be happy with this drive so far. Jumped off sides.
Somebody's off sides.
Yeah, it looks like the left tackle for Concord jumped off sides.
So offsides against the Raiders.
I mean, you really can't dial up a first drive much better than this. I mean, this is hitting all cylinders.
So now it's going to be a 1st and 5. We're about the 6-yard line. Wing to the far side.
Jumped again.
And it looks like Hudson looking back, see if they want to change the play. And it's going to be a toss to Horsey. Horsey cuts it back inside.
He's in. That's a touchdown.
Touchdown for the Milford Buccaneers. Daenerys Horsey.
Horsey really carrying the load on that. It looks like they keyed on Shorts. Shorts had one good one good run. They stopped him on the next two, and Horsey said, "Hey, coach, give me the ball. I'm going to score for us."
Horsey on with a 6-yard run.
Coach Bell's got to be happy with the blocking on that drive too, Benny.
Absolutely. The Buccaneers start the scoring here tonight. 6:40 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I think one of Milford's main concerns too was that they haven't been able to score a whole lot. I know Concord hasn't had thought maybe they had some scoring stuff too. So it looks like we're not going to see that. I thought we were going to see a defensive battle. So far, unless you see some adjustments on either side, you're not going to see that.
That number of the kicker, Scott. I can't tell if it's an 8 or a 9. Whatever it is, it's up and it's good. And the Milford Buccaneers are going to take a 7-0 lead, folks. We'll be right back after this commercial timeout. Milford 7, Concord 0.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
And we're back to Milford. Milford with the 7-0 lead. That kicker, by the way, was number 2, Nason LaGrosse. And he'll be kicking it away for the Bucks. So looking, Scott, for another competitive game. We've had 4 of them so far this year. Why should tonight be any different? And now we'll get to see the Concord Raiders with the ball.
Yeah, we've had no blowouts, so knock on wood. I think this is a closely matched game. The scouting report has it as a one-score game, one way or the other, so hopefully that's going to play out.
LaGrosse gets it down to about the 11-yard line. And this is Jackson LaPearl on the return, gets it out to about the 30. So yeah, he puts the Raiders in good position.
Yeah, and didn't he kick off, and he's also returning, so far, he's the most versatile player in this game.
Early score out of Pike Creek. Caesar Rodney leads St. Mark's 6-0 first quarter.
We like what we saw out of Caesar Rodney.
They can stretch the field.
I thought that they were really impressive. They had a lot of athletes. They could stretch the field.
And they've had a week off to prepare.
And they just kind of ran out of time against Sussex Central and ran out of
or against Laurel.
Laurel, sorry.
1st and 10 from the 29.
So Wright's really the guy to key on for us, and we're expecting to see a lot of carries out of him.
Number 3, Jack Pope, goes under center. Motion goes away. And he's looking to throw out there. There's a little bubble screen to number 13, LaPearl, but he's met right away as soon as he catches the ball by Shorts.
You know, he sniffed it out so good. You got to think that he's watched some film and he knows exactly what that set is, what they like to do out of that. So Milford really sniffed it out good there.
Loss of, call it 3 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 13.
Tough night for a bubble screen.
Yeah.
Wind blowing.
Pope back under center, single back in the backfield. Number 11, Banks goes in motion, hand off to Wright, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 13 for the Concord Raiders.
Yeah, that's tough. It's hard to get going when as you're getting the ball, you're having contact. They got to give him like a clean handoff there so he can operate and get in space.
I want to thank Coach Tom Wood for allowing me to come up, check out their practice, talk to him, talk to some players. Everything was, Scott, that's the northernmost school in the state, so I had to drive a little bit to get there.
Yeah, then you need to turn around and go right to Indian River just to cover the whole state.
Or Delmar.
And Delmar, yeah.
3rd down, Pope drops back, looks out to the right, has a man breaking downfield, and it's going to be incomplete and bring up 4th down.
I tell you what, I like the arm I saw off the quarterback there. He can hit the ball up and get air under it. I think he just ran out of space, and sometimes when the sideline acts as a 12th defender, it gets a little tough. But
and LaGrosse in his hip pocket too.
Yeah, I think you got a weapon there with those throws. That was a nice out.
On the punt, number 55, Jarvis Walker, and that looks like Shorts back at about his own 40. So 15-yard snaps. We must have a good long snapper here, Scott. We don't see a whole lot of 15-yard snaps.
He could have miscounted. Yeah, it looks like he did.
And that's going to take a Concord bounce inside the 45. And it'll be Milford taking over 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, Milford with the ball back, second drive. Everything going right for them so far tonight, Benny.
Good crowd on hand here tonight, Scott.
Great crowd. Milford loves their football. Their field's beautiful. A lot of respect for Concord coming down here. This is their third home game, third away game.
Yeah, Concord's third trip, this third game away. Of course, Brandywine's kind of really down the road, district rivalry, and then they played Tower Hill last week, which isn't much further itself. But yeah, not being at home, having and now they're making the trip downstate for the first time this year.
I mean, you got to get on the bus, you got to get the equipment. Somebody forgot their helmet.
That's right.
You know,
1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. And it's going to be Shorts. He cuts it back inside, runs over his own guy, but going to be tackled by number 44, Brooks. And gain of about 2 on the play, 2nd down for the Bucs.
We talked about Brooks, number 44. He's got a nose for the ball. He's got a ton of tackles this year. He seems to find his way. We were watching him a little bit. He seems to find his way in on a lot of plays all game long.
2nd down and 8 for Milford. Legos brings in the play. And the Bucs break the huddle. Wing T formation, wide receiver to the right. And it's going to be a little waggle here as he rolls out. Has a man open and taken down inside the 45. Tackle made by number 10, Andrew Furco.
Just real good technique. He got out there on the waggle. The quarterback got his shoulder squared up. He hit him in stride. Just really everything going right for Milford right now.
1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. Ball at the Concord 43. And just as I open the window, Scott, the mist comes back.
I know. It's an interesting night. This coastal storm has been hanging around for a couple of weeks.
Oh, man, it doesn't want to go away. And we're going to flags on the play.
Looks like we had a false start on the
procedure, for the Bucs. So that's going to drop them back 5. It's going to be a 1st and 15 for Milford.
And we talked about this. Penalties, you got to stay away from the penalties. Penalties will kill drives. It's hard enough to get 10 yards on 3 downs without putting yourself back 5 yards.
Another game you'll be able to watch on Delaware Live tonight is the big one. Number 3, Salesiana versus number 2, Dover in the state capitol. That's kicking off in 15 minutes. Glenn Frazier and Pat Gariantes with the call in that game.
And that's a heavyweight battle. And we love what we're seeing out of Gene Deladon and Salesianum. They're getting after it, and I feel like they're ready to take it to the next level up there.
It's going to be Shorts on the toss. Got some running room to the left side. I'm sorry, this is Horsey. Horsey inside the 30. He runs out of bounds. Could not get it turned up there. He had a virtual driveway to the end zone.
Horsey's having a night so far tonight. Seems like every time he gets the ball, he's got some holes to run through, and I think he was more surprised at some of the running room he had there.
Yeah.
He just stepped out of the bounds heading down the field.
They actually have him stepping out back at the 28. First and 10 for Milford. And handoff to fake the shorts. Horsey up the middle, and he's going to be close to another Milford first down, Scott.
Yeah, keep feeding Horsey. Let's keep rolling with it, is what Coach Bell's saying. Let's feed the hot hand.
Short distance, number 25, Greg Lockett checks in. He's their power fullback.
Yeah, we like what we've seen out of Lockett so far. He puts his shoulder pads down and gets vertical and gets up the field, and he's a guy, much like Jalen Hurts, if you need a yard or two, he's your guy.
And it looks like Concord's going to take a timeout here with 2:49 to play in the first quarter and the score 7-0. We'll be right back after this commercial timeout.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries, and home and auto insurance from State Farm. So make it a combo. Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money, and who doesn't like that? Just call State Farm agent Juwan Johnson and find out how you could start saving today. It's just another way we're here to help life go right.
And welcome back here to Milford, coming off the Concord timeout.
Yeah, I think that's a great timeout by Concord. Hey, let's get set. We got 3 timeouts at half. Let's use them. Let's get settled. Let's try and get a stop here. Let's know our assignments. The last thing they want is to not be ready for the next play that's coming.
So it's going to be a 2nd and 2 ball at the 19.
I think we know what's coming, though, Benny.
I think it's going to be no, they're going to throw the ball. And he has a man open, incomplete, just overthrows Legros a little bit. So,
wow, I think he had the right call at the right time, just didn't quite execute. What do you think? Overthrew him by 12 inches?
Not
maybe?
much.
Not much,
at
not
all.
a whole lot. And I wouldn't say he was wide open in the end zone, but he definitely
had a step.
He had a step, and there was some space to throw the ball.
So now they're going to say ineligible receiver downfield on the Buccaneers. It's going to move the ball back. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 7.
No wonder that play looks so good.
That extra receiver, right?
Yeah, no wonder. Coach, we can't cover everybody. We got too many guys.
So the ball at the 25. 2nd down for the Buccaneers. And that's going to be Horsey again. He puts his head down, gets inside the 20. So the Bucs in the red zone for the 2nd time tonight.
Horsey feeling it now. I mean, I think they're going to just keep giving it to him. That's what we keep saying. Let's feed the hot hand. Sometimes in high school ball, once you get rolling on something, let's keep it rolling.
Gain of 6 on the play brings up a 3rd and 1 ball at the 19. Hudson goes under center, wing to the far side. And it's going to be Horsey again, runs into his own player and then grabbed from behind. I think that's Pope. It is.
Yeah, that's Pope. He came from the other side of the field. He was lined up on the other side. He came across.
And that should be enough for a Milford 1st down. It is.
And you got to think Milford's just executing on the line. They're just slightly better executing than Concord on the line right now. And what you're seeing is a lot of yardage out of it.
1st and 10 for the Bucs at the Concord 17. Wing comes to the near side. And a little bit of it's up the middle with Horsey, and he's going to take it into the for a touchdown, his 2nd of the game.
Yeah, and Concord they got like a 5-2 going on. They got enough guys on the line. They just got doubled right at the point of attack, and Horsey just got right through there, and the linebacker couldn't fill the hole fast enough.
Horsey, good job. He gets skinny going through the hole, and hard to tackle, very elusive, even going through the middle of the field, Scott. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And this is a little bit of a surprise for us. I think we talked in the pregame. We predicted Horsey was going to have a big game, but we're a little surprised that Milford came out firing this quick. Really, it's a bit of a surprise. I thought the game was going to go a little bit more back and forth. So we'll see when Concord gets the ball back if they can get it rolling with Wright and company.
Legros on the kick. Good snap, holds down, kicks up. And it's going to be wide left. So we're going to take a commercial timeout, folks. Your score with 1:24 to play here in the 1st quarter. Milford 13, Concord 0.
Congratulations, Dover Federal, on 60 years in business in Delaware. You've been by our side since our doors opened.
Thank you so much for giving me a call on so many years ago when I had no credit.
You helped our business grow into what it is today.
As a military family, thank you for supporting the financial needs of servicemen and their loved ones.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Congrats.
And we're back to Milford High School. 13-0 is your score, 1st quarter, minute 24 to play. The Bucs are set to kick it away.
Yeah, we talked about it pregame. Coach Bell really wanted to start fast. He said he needed to put together 4 quarters, and so far, the first 90% of the first quarter, he's firing on all cylinders.
Legros will kick it away. It's a high kick. Going to be taken out about the 17-yard line. Drops it, picks it back up. That's on the return, Jackson Lepero, and he's going to be dropped down inside the 15. Whether the Concord Raiders will take over 1st and 10. So let's set that Concord offense. For the Raiders, on the offensive line, E.M. Zinamazuza Shane Bennett, Emil Odom, C.J. Walker, and Nick Pope. Your quarterback is Jack Pope. The running back, Jariah Wright. The wide receivers are James Skinner, Assad Banks, and Jackson LaPearl, and the tight end, Ryan Brooks.
Yeah, and Banks and Skinner are both dangerous threats. And we've seen Pope throw the ball around a little bit, and he can get it downfield to his speedsters. They could be right back in this game.
And after this play, we'll give you the Milford Buccaneer defense. And it appears we have a penalty on the play. Well, it looked like a half the distance, so it must have been a hold on Concord. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Concord Blue Raiders. Ball at their own 12-yard line. Pope under center with Wright behind him in the backfield. 2 receivers to the near side. It's going to be right up the middle, and he takes it out across the 10. Let's set that Milford defense at the ends. Amari Matthews and George Huffnagel. The down linemen are Darrell Hughes and Jordan Curry. The linebackers, Horsey Shorts, Hudson and Landon Bally. The corners are Nason LaGrosse, Jaden Norman, and the safety is Wilderson Alexander.
Yeah, and we kind of saw when Concord played Delcastle down 8-0 at the half, but they just kept hanging around, playing tough, scored a couple big touchdowns in the second half. So Concord's a resilient team, so don't expect them to give up.
Pope drops back, throws over the middle, has a man. That's number 13, LaPearl, and he's got enough for a first down.
And LaPearl's Mr. Do-It-All here tonight.
Yeah.
Kicking the ball, returning it, making some tackles. Big first down play. He looks like a sure-handed big receiver over the middle.
Pope doesn't throw much, but he's got some zip on the ball, Scott.
I was watching him in warm-ups. I think he throws the ball real nice. He puts a real nice catchable ball out there.
$15 to play here in the quarter. Brooks goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to right off the right side, and he's going to be tackled by a gang of Milford Buccaneers.
I mean, a lot of two-way players on both the sides of the ball for offensive and defensive line. And so far, the story of the game is the Milford line's getting the best of the situation here. So
well, that brings us to the end. Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
No, we just have to see what kind of adjustments Concord can make here to combat that. So
that brings us to the end of the first quarter. The score, the Milford Buccaneers 13, the Concord Blue Raiders 0. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Here at Grip & Mac, we've been serving the Eastern Shore since 2015. We're all about bringing you fresh, quality ingredients. We do fresh pasta, paninis, soups, and salads. We try to be all-inclusive, vegan, gluten-free options. We do a little bit of something for everybody. In the summertime, we make a little over 200 pounds of pasta a day. You can come in and buy fresh pasta. You can bring it home. We're doing curbside pickup right now. A lot of take-to-go. We even have DoorDash if you need it delivered to you. We like to bring you good food fast and not fast food. Here at Grip & Mac, we've been serving the Eastern Shore since 2015. We're all about bringing you fresh quality.
And welcome back to Milford. Second quarter action about to get underway. And we are talking to the Concord coaches. It was a chop block on that kick return. There we go. Second and 10 for the Concord Raiders. Toss out to Wright. Wright cuts it back, found some running room. He's going to pick up about maybe 4 on the play, bring up third down. Scott's out of town scoreboard scores. Caravel leads Archmere 7-0. And 0-3 Smyrna looking to get back in the win column. They now lead Appoquinimink 6-0, all first quarter scores.
Smyrna's got to be the best 0-3 team in the state, though.
We talked on the show how they still got Dover and Middletown. Games they're not favored in right now. 5-5. I know they have some points coming, but is it going to be enough? We're going to be the 3rd and 7 here. Pope goes under center, 2-by-2, and Brooks switches the formation. Pope drops back, looks down the middle. He's sacked.
He is wrapped up.
Well, he's not going down.
No, he was wrapped up by every single defensive lineman.
So Pope steps up in the pocket, gets sacked, but does move it up. I think he ends up getting back to the original Ryan Screen. Now he gains a couple yards. So it's going to be 4th down here for Concord.
I thought he had a guy downfield too. He just didn't have the time. he stepped up in the pocket. He's on a 3-step drop, and he was ready to uncork it. Just didn't have the time.
So Milford with a receiver or returner back at his own, inside his own 45. And the Raiders will punt it away. Good snap. Gets the kick off, and it's a nice spiral. And it's going to take a Concord bounce. Shorts picks it up and is wrapped up and gets out of it, breaks a second tackle. There's a block in the back there. And Shorts out to the 50. They're not going to get called, Scott.
Yeah, that was a pretty clear block in the back.
Yeah, it was not quite sure how that was missed. 2 referees back there, but it was.
Yeah, really like an excellent opportunity for Concord to pin Milford back deep. Just didn't materialize.
Right.
Now it flips, and Milford's got the ball in plus territory.
Yeah, right back at the 50. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that run back really excited the crowd. A big homecoming crowd here tonight, despite the rain, into the game.
Wing T formation, wing to the near side. Hudson's going to go under center. And it's going to be Horsey again. Horsey, no, he keeps it on a reverse.
Just ripping off yardage, big gainer.
Great play action there by number 8, Jack Hudson.
Yeah, excellent play action.
That was
really,
number 2, Legros on the carry.
Yeah, and Legros kind of like slow played it. He was kind of walking for a second there, like he wasn't going to get it, and then just really picked up some excellent yardage. And you see that a lot of times. They get a turnover, they get a big play, and they go right for the jugular.
1st and 10 at the 30 for the Buccaneers. This time handoff goes to Shorts on the buck sweep. Cuts it in, takes it inside about the 25, breaks the tackle, hits, spins, and taken down by, I think that's Pope again. Yes, number 77 Pope makes the tackle downfield.
Yeah, and Shorts is the one that had that big return. Comes right back with a big run, and Milford's looking to punch it in and try and go up 3 scores halfway through the second quarter. Everything going right for Milford.
So 2nd and call it 3 for Milford inside the 25 of Concord. And it's going to be up the middle. That's Blockett. He's carrying people with him, Scott.
And he is a hard-nosed runner. He earns every single inch he gets.
Also a wrestler for the Milford Buccaneers, a 220-pounder last year. So he takes it down to about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Milford.
Milford looking to deliver a kind of a knockout blow here early on before they go into halftime.
Just got a text from Lewis. The Cape game will not start till 8 o'clock. Apparently, they had an issue with officials. Oh, that ball's on the ground. And nice job of number 10 there, Andrew Furco, not to freak out, jump for the ball, stays strong and makes the tackle.
Yeah, and that's when you got to have a low heartbeat and just take a deep breath and say, let's not go for broke. So
that's right.
Officials are running late.
Up there, issue with officials is all I was told.
That could mean a lot of different
That could mean
things.
a lot of things. Hudson under center. Ball inside the 10. And it's going to be the old counter crisscross. And he's at the goal line, and that last surge, I think, is going to get it. Touchdown, Milford.
The brotherly shove got him in.
Shades of Sussex Central out there with that play, Scott.
Yeah, Sussex Central really runs that to perfection. That's their third and 21 play for Sussex Central. And
I'm not sure who got the touchdown on that play.
I think it was 7.
7. Jameer Austin, the sophomore. So the Bucks will go for 2 here. Checking in on Dover Sally as the captains are at midfield.
Yeah, 7 is getting congratulated on the sideline, so we're going to go with 7 with that touchdown. Put it in the chat if you think we're wrong.
Yeah. We have a hard time reading these numbers up here. This is going to be Horsey, and he's in for the extra point or the 2-point conversion. And the Bucks go up 21-0 here in the first half. Folks, we'll be back after this commercial timeout. The Bucks 21, the Raiders 0.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris. I would always...
And welcome back to Milford. 21-0 is your score. And the Bucks set to kick it away, and a high kick. That one got caught by the wind there, Scott. And it's going to be taken at about the 28 and out of bounds. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Concord Blue Raiders. So apparently, from what we're hearing, Scott, is there were no officials at the game.
Could have been a scheduling snafu.
Yeah, not many games start at 8 o'clock anymore.
Usually if like 1 or 2 officials shows up, it's like maybe somebody was sick or something.
Right.
But if none show up,
if none get there,
usually that's a sign that
we'll probably get more information as the night goes along.
It might have got skipped. But gotta have refs.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 here for the Raiders at their own 35. Right, the lone back in the backfield. Motion comes from the far side. And it's going to be a fake to right. Play action. Looks out. And he has number 11, Assad Banks, has the ball, has the first down for Concord. Scott.
Nice little catch by Banks.
Coach Wood would like to get something going right now, and that's a good way to get it started.
Absolutely. And we talked about in pregame, get the ball to your speedsters in space, and Banks definitely fits the bill for that. And actually went to the wrong shoulder, and he spun around, made the catch in the mist, and still picked up the first down. Not bad.
1st and 10 at their own 47.
I like the little short passing game for Concord. If you're getting you're not making much hay on the offensive defensive line, let's go to the let's go to the air.
Get yourself to the edges that way. And it's going to be right again. He's got some running room. He's at the 45 to 40. Makes a cut to the 30. And it's going to be taken down at around the 22-yard line. First down for the Concord Raiders. Scott, that's back-to-back first downs for Concord.
And we like Wright. We think he's got a high motor. He's got a real high football sense. And once he's in open field, he's dangerous. He can break one at any moment. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Concord. They seem like they're weathering the storm and settling down a little bit here, Benny.
6:30 to play here in the first half. Milford with the 21-0 lead, but Concord on a drive. 2 plays, 2 first downs. Pope play action. Steps up in the pocket, has a man crossing. Incomplete. Intended for number 11, Assad Jack or Banks.
Yeah, really in and out of the hands of Banks. And Pope was in a little bit of trouble, stepped up, got rid of it in a hurry, and I think the play didn't quite develop to the point where he wanted it. We're starting to see, I'm starting to see some cracks in the Milford defense here. I like the short throwing game of Concord. Hey, if sometimes you got to throw to open up the run. Usually you got to run to open up the throw.
Those run lanes open.
Yeah, let's flip it and tire them out a little bit, make them run around, chase some wide receivers.
2nd and 10 for Concord. Their first trip into Milford territory tonight. And Wright hit in the backfield and taken down for a loss. And we have whistles on the play. And Wright is down. He was hit right on contact there, and not maybe a step after he got the ball.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see if you're the Raiders.
They're about to get underway in Dover. Number 3, Slays-Annam in Class 3A, and number 2, Dover, also Class 3A.
What's the start time there?
7:30 start tonight. Homecoming in the state capitol.
I like the 7:30 start. Lets you get off of work,
Right.
get to the game, get settled in, get a hot dog or two.
Yeah, I'm not liking the high school wrestling moving up to 6.
That's entirely too early.
It is, especially if you're a parent of a JV kid. You either got to leave work early or don't get to see it. Some schools, it's supposedly it's a conference agreement, but I know Sussex Central wrestles at 7 on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, one of the things about wrestling is you just got to get there because who knows when your kids are going to wrestle.
That's right.
Especially now with the different weight classes starting at different
When
ways.
my son was wrestling, I missed a match one night. It wasn't my fault. He told me he was overweight, so I took my time getting up there, and he makes weight and has the first match, and I miss it. The life of raising a teenager.
I'm sure he forgave you.
Oh yeah, no, I was mad at him. But he'll get his now. He's got his month-old son at home.
That's right.
Hopefully he'll give a little back.
They say being a grandparent's much better.
Yeah. Scott, we're going to take a commercial timeout as Wright is down. He's moving, and but it looks like maybe a lower extremity injury. So we're going to take a commercial timeout and be right back.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com. First State
Prevent unwanted house guests from invading your home. With cold weather coming, overwintering pests are headed inside. If you're not proactive, you could be left with a pest problem.
Expertise is needed to inspect, identify a problem, and offer environmentally sound solutions like active pest solutions.
Prevention is the key to stopping cluster flies, stink bugs, crickets, and mice from entering your home. Protect your home with a proactive pest plan. Contact Active Pest Solutions, your local pest expert.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all the seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
So back to Briggs Stadium here in Milford. Jeriah Wright able to sit up, stand up, and walk off the field under his own power. Seems to be favoring his left arm side of his body, but he is up and walking off with the trainer right by his side. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for Concord. Ball at the Milford 25. Under 6 minutes to play here in the first half. 3rd and 14 for the Raiders.
Big 3rd down for the Raiders. Got to think they're in 2-down territory here, 4-down territory.
Motion goes to the far side, floods it, fakes the toss, drops back, looks downfield, and able to get it away. Incomplete pass. Trying to get the player who was in on that. 22, it looks like.
Yeah, just really
Tyre Perry.
under pressure, and really not much going on there. I mean, that's a tough situation.
And it's going to bring up a 4th and 14. Pope brings the play in from the sideline.
So what do you got in your repertoire for a 4th and 14?
I like that little pass out of the backfield they showed earlier in the game. Now they got in number 20, Taviani Braxton. That little
waggle.
That wheel, not that wheel route that ran early. Drops back, looks left, throws downfield, and that's going to be overthrown into the end zone. Turnover on downs. The Bucks will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he was running a different route, and they weren't quite on the same page on that one. He turned it up a little bit, and Pope put it to the back of the end zone.
So 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. They'll start at their own 26-yard line.
So 5:27 left in the half.
Milford looking to put one more up before the end of the first half. Homecoming here in Milford at Briggs Stadium. Milford breaks the huddle quickly, runs up on the ball.
Milford feeling good.
And it's going to be Hudson rolling right, little waggle pass, overthrown.
He had a little bit of a window there to get the ball and kind of sailed it a little bit on him, but he had some space there. He had an open receiver.
Looking for number 2, Legros. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Concord desperately needs a stop here. The last thing they need is a long drive by Milford with another touchdown. So they need a big stop here, recover their leading rusher out of the game for now.
Sitting on the bench there.
Yeah.
Up the middle, this looks like Horsey. And he gets maybe 2 yards. So coaching staff here at Concord picking something up because Milford's looking at their first 3rd and long of the game. You can hear the wind blowing through the mics, Scott. Windy night out here. Winds up to about 15 miles per hour, blowing right in our face.
Not good if you're docking a boat, I'll tell you that.
2nd and 8.
Not a good night to be out on the pontoon.
Yeah, yes, 3rd and 8. Hudson under center. And he's going to hand off to Shorts. Shorts runs into his own guy, breaks the tackle. He's got enough for a Milford 1st down. He ran to the back of his pulling guard, and a Concord player got a hand on him, but he was able to pull away and pick up about 9 on the play.
Yeah, I thought he was for sure going to get wrapped up in the backfield when he bounced off his player, but he just put it in the low 4-wheel drive and picked up that 1st down. Key 1st down for Milford Buccaneers right here.
1st and 10 from their own 41. Toss to Horsey. Horsey runs right in to a a Concord defender. That looks like number 28, James Skinner.
Yeah, Skinner got up the field, cut off the angle, didn't let him get around him. Really played that about as perfectly as you could play it.
2nd and 12, loss of 2 on the play for Milford. 2nd and 2 for the Bucks.
Yeah, good defense in football makes offense look ugly.
Horsey checks out after that run. And Lockett checks in at fullback. 2nd and 12 for Milford ball at their own 39-yard line. And going to drop back off the play action. Rolls to the right under some pressure. And going to go out of bounds at about the 42. Number 25 and number 10, Sean Floyd and Furco force him out of bounds.
Yeah, and they really closed the gap on him, and he had an opportunity there to maybe scramble down the sideline for a first down, but Concord really came up hard on and stopped that play dead in its tracks.
Gain of 3 on the play, 3rd and 9 for the Bucks. Ball at their own 42. Shorts got the call on the last one on 3rd down.
And he ran into the back of his own guy and still made the first down.
And this time it's lock it up the middle. But he's wrapped up by number 50, Shane Bennett. Gain of 2 on the play, but that's going to bring up a 4th and about 7.
Big play by Bennett.
Yes, it was. He wrapped him around the waist and just pulled him to the ground.
Looks like Coach Bell's going to kick it. Live to fight another day.
Yeah, 2:38 to play here in the first half.
You got to say, big stop by Concord Raiders on this drive. This game could have got out of control here. And huge stop. Couple of adjustments.
Well, they're going to have the ball left with about 2 minutes.
Actually, their best drive was their last drive, too. Best series on offense and defense the last 2.
That's a high kick, and it's going to go – Milford's going to down it, and it's going to give Concord the ball at their own 37-yard line with 2:10 to play here in the first half.
Yeah, and you got to think, Concord seems like a really gritty team that's going to stick around and fight, but you got to question, is 3 touchdowns too many to come back from? Mm-hmm. So we'll see if they can get something going here and get some success, get a little bit of momentum going to the half, feeling a little bit better about themselves.
Dover Sally scoreless midway through the first quarter.
What do you think about the prediction on that one? Sally's by a touchdown? No?
I didn't take him by a touchdown. I took Dover.
You took Dover?
Yeah. Or it's passed down the sideline looking for number 11. He catches it and a flag and a second flag. That's number 11, Assad Banks.
Yeah, I thought Banks got bumped early and then still made the catch, but that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Raiders. That's the play they needed right there.
I told you, watching Pope at practice and in warm-ups today, he's got some zip to the ball.
He was zipping it around before the game started, and we thought that. We thought that was the way it was going to go. He was going to have to get the ball to Skinner and Banks down the field.
So we got a catch down at the 27.
Let's see what the call is here. Someone's not going to be happy.
Well, he pointed. He said pass interference and pointed. Okay, to Milford. So yeah, they're going to decline. So pass interference on the Bucks. Concord will decline the penalty. 1st and 10 at the 28.
Concord had a play call and they were ready to get on the line.
Oh yeah, under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Pope hands it off to number 20. That's Trevani Braxton. He's going to lose a couple on the play. Let's bring up 3rd and call it 11.
Yeah, not much going with that play. I think you take a shot in the end zone right here.
I like the way this kid throws.
I do. I really like what I'm seeing out of him, and it feels good. The routes feel good. And
you got a little bit of a mismatch with number 11, Assad Banks.
Yeah, and then you have Skinner too, and
he's dropping back. Steps up in the pocket. He's running to the sideline. Gets to about the 20, and it's going to be taken out of bounds, and probably either a face mask or a horse collar.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Tack it on. Hey, good things happen when you get out in the open field.
It's going to be a first down either way. St. Mark's 6, Cesar Rodney 6.
You just never know in football. We were calling for a throw to the end zone,
right,
and we got a scramble with a face mask. About the same, the same result.
Same distance,
yeah.
The Smyrna now leads Appo 12-0.
Yeah, I think Apple could be in for a long night with Smyrna. They got to have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder here tonight.
Right. Playing without their best back, maybe one of the best backs in the state in McConomy, but hey, they beat St. George's without him last week. broken collarbone. Hoping to get him back maybe in the postseason.
How long are you out with a broken collarbone?
Probably 6 to 8 weeks. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 14. Pope drops back again, looking to the end zone. Incomplete.
A little back shoulder action.
Right. See who that was intended for. Intended for number 21, Victor Davis. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Ball at the 14. Pope goes under center, single back behind him, and that's going to be a legal procedure on Concord.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about, the penalties that kill you like that. That's the last thing you want to see. You got a nice drive going.
He was the only one moving, so wasn't on the center. So that backs him up 5.
Yeah, I've been in that situation before. You call on 2, and then you're like, God, what
I always wonder how can you forget something in 7 steps?
It's shocking.
Draw play, and goes nowhere.
I mean, I've forgotten plays as I was calling them, so I'm not really the best example.
Concord's going to take a timeout here, and we're going to stay right here with them.
I think that's a great timeout. That's a perfect opportunity to take a timeout. Let's get it together. Let's think about it.
Yeah, you can't use them next half.
Yeah.
So 49 seconds to play here.
See what you think. It's 3rd and 15. So it's definitely 2 down territory. So I like a draw here. I like a little drop back and pass or a screen.
So how about Caesar Rodney and St. Mark's knotted up at 6, guy? That should be pushing close to halftime. I had said earlier in the season, Caesar Rodney is going to pull an upset at some time. I don't know when it's going to be, but they're not a team that you want to let hang around.
We were real impressed by Caesar Rodney. They their quarterback, and they had a couple good receivers. Definitely a dangerous team.
Third and 15 for Concord. Pope drops back, looks to his left, under some pressure, eludes the tackler, throws downfield, has a man open, incomplete off the fingertips of Banks.
Yeah, 2 receivers and 4 defensive backs in about a 2-square-yard area.
And he got it right on Banks' fingertips. Also, Banks also may have been shielded a little bit there as number 44, Brooks, had moved over into that area.
That looked good, though. I mean, that's kind of what we want to see out of Concord a little bit. That looked legit coming out of his hand, though. He put it right in the right spot.
4th and 15, ball at the 19. Checking into the backfield, number 9, Lucas Culver. Pope drops straight back, moves to his left, rolls out, looks back down the middle of the field. There's a flag on the play. Ball thrown through the end zone. Incomplete.
That's a spot for holding.
Yes. And what's going to be? Milford will decline the penalty, and it's going to be Milford's ball, 1st and 10, with 31 seconds to play here in the half.
Big stop by Milford. Really a momentum swinger there. 30 seconds left. That's a touchdown that they really needed to have.
So we saw Concord get something going, but then their star running back, Jariah Wright, goes down, has not been back in the game. He's not sitting on the bench anymore.
You got to feel a little bit better, though, if you're Concord, though. They had a really good stop, really their first stop of the game. Then they came back. Nice little drive. It kind of petered out here at the end. Couple of passes, one off the fingertips in the end zone. So I felt like they put a threat together to score there.
1st and 10 for the Bucks. And it's going to be a fake to Dorsey rollout. Has a guy open and incomplete. Nice diving attempt there by number 11, Banks. He gets his hands under Scott. That could be a pick, but
I'd love to see a pick 6 out of him.
Yeah, he's an athlete.
He is an athlete. He covers a lot of ground. He's got good hands.
24 seconds to go here in the half. 2nd and 10 for the Bucks. We'll see if we can get an update on Jariah Wright. It's the start of the third quarter. Handoff up the middle. This is Shorts. Breaks the tackle, gets out to about the 29. Correction, that was Horsey.
Yeah, that was Horsey. Horsey's having a night tonight. I'm interested to see the stats at the half.
Right, another first down for the Bucks.
It's been pretty one-sided with Horsey and Shorts really carrying most of the load for Milford.
And roll to the right, left, sorry. Has a man open, incomplete, intended for number 17, Benjamin Guscoria. And that's going to bring us to halftime. Your score at the half, the Milford Buccaneers 21, the Concord Raiders 0. Folks, we'll be right back with about 6 minutes left in halftime. Enjoy our top 10 plays of the week for week 4, excuse me.
We're president of Sodell Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Sodell Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Sodell Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Couldn't be more excited about having our show here held at the Buffalo Wild Wings and Christiana location and here on Route 7, brand new location. They moved here from Limestone Road, and it's going to be the new home for 302 Sports Week. I'm going to recap some local, college, and professional stuff. It's time for everybody's favorite part of the day, top 5 plays. Here we go. Stanley, your number 1 play from AI, 76-yard punt return. We got ourselves the quality cam here on the sideline. It's awesome to watch from this angle, to be honest with you. And watch, whoa, going up. He went to 4-12. He left the first there at 4-4. I mean, those ups right there. You can't make this stuff up.
Looking to stay cool this summer?
At Barclay Heating and Air, we're dedicated to keeping your home comfortable year-round.
Family owned and operated, we provide trusted residential heating and cooling services to customers across central Delaware. Our experienced technicians offer reliable maintenance and repairs on all major brand HVAC systems. From air conditioners and ductless systems to heat pumps and furnaces, we also sell and install top quality units. No matter your needs, we're committed to getting the job done right with honest and timely service you can count on. Invested in our community, we're proud to help families in more ways than one, sponsoring and donating to many local programs and organizations throughout the area for dependable HVAC services. Give us a shout or a bark at Barclay Heating and Air.
I'm Chef Hari Cameron. At Grandpa Mac, pasta's our thing. We serve quality food fast that's not fast food. We make everything in-house and serve something for everyone. We're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Follow the noodle to Grandpa Mac.
You've probably seen this a lot, but not all pest solutions come from a can. At Active Pest Solutions, we don't spray and pray. Professionalism and continuing education sets us apart.
We are Quality Pro certified, the mark of excellence in pest management.
And we have an associate certified entomologist on staff,
providing environmentally sound solutions to our customers.
Our proactive pest plan offers the best pledge guarantee in the industry. We do what others don't.
Active Pest Solutions. Call or visit us online today. It's active without the E.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when 3 guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Expectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
Throughout the week, our homecoming court worked tirelessly to collect donations for our annual Kids of Pal fundraiser. This year's event raised a grand total of $3,647.19 in just 7 days. All donated money will go directly to support Special Olympics Delaware. Thank you to all who donated for supporting such an amazing program. This year's homecoming theme is Masquerade. Seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshman students have been working for weeks to create the floats you saw in this year's homecoming parade. The awards for the floats are Most Spirited, Juniors, Best Handmade, Freshmen, Most Creative, Sophomores. And our first place award for Best Overall Homecoming Float is Sophomores. Now at this time, I'd like to introduce Milford High School's 2023 Homecoming Court. And I also apologize if I mispronounced any names. School clubs and athletic teams nominated homecoming representatives. The senior class voted to narrow down the representatives to these top 20 candidates. Isaiah Fullman, representing Student Voice, is walking with Mason Legros, representing the boys basketball team. Lila Schmidt, representing National Honor Society, is walking with Landon Hudson, representing boys lacrosse. Marley Gray, representing band, is walking with David Furman, representing indoor track. Markia Lee, representing volleyball, is walking with Angelin Plowville, representing the football team. Caitlin Civils, representing indoor track, is walking with Jerron Tate, representing National Honor Society. Anaya Hinman, representing the class of 2024, is walking with Jaden Norman, representing the varsity class. Maddie Hitchens, representing the Student Government Association, is walking with Reed Laughlin, representing the baseball team. Georgia Willie, representing outdoor track, is walking with Ben Gusciora, representing outdoor track as well. The students will continue their homecoming festivities.
Okay, we'll have a real quick Surf Bengal halftime stats as we got caught up in the homecoming. By the way, your homecoming king is Jaden Norman, and your homecoming queen, Markia Lee. So let's get quickly to the stats. Total yards for the Concord Raiders, 84, 50 of them passing, 34 on the ground, no turnovers. The Milford Buccaneers just 1 yard shy of 200, 199 total yards, 10 passing, 189 on the ground, no turnovers. No, that says 10, but that's incorrect. Scott, you got the individual scores.
Yeah, and Horsey's the big winner so far. He's got 11 carries for Milford for 115 yards. Shorts is not too far off. He's got 7 carries for 41 yards. Wright, who came out of the game in the second quarter, he's got 4 carries for 18 yards for Concord. Austin has 1 catch for 10 yards. Laperal for Concord has 3 catches for 33 yards. And which is a good luck number. Milford's quarterback Hudson's 1 for 4 for 20 yards, and Pope 4 for 11 for 50 yards. And he's had a couple go off fingertips and 1 or 2 get overthrown. So he's really looked like he's been in a position to really make some good plays here. So he's 4 for 11. I'm expecting them to come out and throw a little bit more than 11 times.
Some updated scores around the state. Dover leads Slazanum 14-0 early second quarter. Surprise, I'm going to probably lose on this pick. Odessa leads Sussex Tech 21-0.
Wow.
And Smyrna leads Appoquinimink 20-0. So those are our scores around the state. Cape and Lopin Hodson 0-0 as we've run. There was no referees at the game. They moved it back to 8, got 4 refs here. Talking to one of the refs on site, says they need 5 to play the game.
They're calling it a scheduling snafu.
That's what it sounds like.
From an anonymous source.
So not sure what's going to happen down there at Cape Lopin, whether that game's going to be played tonight or not.
Wonder what time it has to start by.
Good question.
9?
Now, if you're Hodgson, yeah, I'm sure you don't want to get on a bus and turn around and come back tomorrow.
Oh, can you imagine?
And they don't have a home field this year because they're building a new school on the football field. They're playing their home games at Caravel.
I say let's stay and play.
Yeah, there's going to be a late night, which means I can leave here and get to Wawa before the crowd hits in Lewis.
Oh, that's nice. It's all about minor victory.
Well, they've gotten started down there, Scott. It's Hodgson 6, Cape 0. So that answered our question. They're playing.
That's good to hear.
So getting ready to start some third quarter action here in Millie. Old Millie. We have a preliminary report on Gerard Wright. He is at Bay Health Hospital down here in Milford getting x-rays. And a possible dislocation in his elbow. They're going to check it out. And luckily right down the road from the hospital here, Scott, the new Bay Health Hospital right down Route 1.
Yeah, it's a beautiful hospital that they built.
That they're adding on to.
Yeah, I was here coaching wrestling, and in the summer, and one of the guys I was coaching got head-butted, huge cut.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, what are we going to do? We got to go to BB. And I'm like, no, we took him to Bay Health. Boom, in and out.
Right.
No line, no waiting. No, they glued him, and we were right back at practice.
So the Bucks are on the field here for the third quarter. We want to wish Gerard Wright our best wishes as he went down right when the Concord was moving the ball, and he was a big part of that drive. And that's not a guy that they would not want for the rest of the year. He's like you said, he's their motor.
He really is. And we talked about him a lot in pregame, and he really set the tone on offense and defense. So that's a big loss. That's a big loss for Concord. And, they're already 21 in the hole. But I will say I really like what we saw out of the last two the last two possessions of them and also what their defense looked like. And I feel like they made some adjustments on the line and were able to get a little bit more penetration and were able to stop Milford a little better.
Yeah, that was a key defensive stand there at the end of the second quarter where, Milford could have gone down, punched in another one, going up 4 scores at the half. But, Concord able to shut it down. And it wasn't like Milford wasn't sitting on the ball. They threw a couple passes in there. And
no, they were trying to drive, and Concord straight up stopped them.
Here comes some more mist. Coming up at the end of the game, we'll have our Louis Pizza Player of the Game and our active Pest Solution Pest of the Game. Rain, mist starting to pick back up here, Scott, but unfortunately it's not blowing in the window this time. Give it there, guys.
Give it a second,
I
right?
got a little shower. Worst part is it's blocking on my glasses. I can't see. The big matchup down and up in Dover, the state capital. Dover with the 14-7 lead. They trailed 7-0. 80-some yard run by Jaquan Kilby tied it up, and I'm not sure how they got the second touchdown. But they lead Salesianum 14-7, 7.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. So we're going back to action here. Third quarter action, getting ready to get going.
Yeah, and I feel like Concord really needs to put together a good drive here. Hopefully they dialed up some stuff and then they looked at some of the adjustments and some of the schemes that Milford was running in the first half.
And that's going to be a high kick to about the 15-yard line where it bounces into the hands of number 20, Tavani Braxton. And he's going to go down, takes it out to about the 23. First and 10 for the Raiders.
That wind's really starting to pick up.
I think we're past 15-mile-an-hour winds right now. And it's not, it's one of those swirling winds. I'm looking at the flag down there in the right end zone. It's going a couple different directions.
It's got a little bit of a tropical feel to it.
That storm, it won't leave. So first and 10 for Concord. Ball at their own 23-yard line. They come out in a shotgun formation. Running back to the right of Pope. Twins to the near side. High snap. Pope's going to pick it up and make a play with it. Looks downfield, lets it rip. Incomplete. Nice job by Pope. He could have just fallen on that. He gets the bounce, rolls out, and finds the receiver to avoid a intentional grounding.
Sometimes those broken plays end up working out the best.
Second down and 10.
That is not how you want to start the second half, though.
Well, last week, remember, Sussex Central started with a fumble.
And we were talking them up, too, about, they're definitely look like they got
2 weeks before that,
yeah.
CR throws the backwards pass.
That's right, yeah.
So that's the way our third quarters go when we're on
and
the
we're
scene.
like, they got it together. They're going to come out. They're going to put a good drive together. Boom, first play.
The jinx of this downstate production, I guess. So second and 10 for Concord. Pope drops back, looks to his left, has a man open on the little screen, and that's going to be number 11, Banks. Banks is going to pick it up plus yardage.
And I like that. I like that little floater out to Banks in space. Let him make a play. Positive yards.
Going to bring up third and call it 7. I was talking to our statistician, Dave Marvel, at halftime. I was like, the whole ref thing and the hour delay start, who does that benefit? If you're Cape, you've been sitting around since 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you want to take a nap.
Yeah, if you're Hodgson, hey, you're just getting off the bus. You get a little more time to stretch your legs. But they got the game underway. Hodgson up 6-0. Pope comes in motion. Correction, Walker. Pope throws downfield, just short of number 11.
I felt like Banks had a step on him. Pope just couldn't put it in the right place.
Fourth down, Concord brings out the punt team. All kinds of problems down there in Lewis. I wanted to check their NFHS camera. It's not even scheduled to come on. So back goes, if we can get a number off the returner, and we can't. I have to talk to Coach Jed Bell about these uniforms.
I'm sure he's going to listen to us.
Yeah, I'm sure he cares. And it's going to be an end over end punt, and takes a Concord bounce, and down around the Milford 46. So 10:35 to play here. Milford gets their first crack at it in the second half.
Yeah, we'll see how Milford responds now, what kind of drive they could put together. And really, you don't want Concord just to hang around.
Right.
Pick up maybe like a cheap touchdown, and next thing you know, you're in a dogfight. So Milford's going to have to try and put them away here.
Third quarter, I always say, is one of the most important quarters of high school football. And here we go, wing to the near side, single back in the backfield. Motion comes to the near side. And that's going to be Horsey off left tackle. Hits, spins, carries people with him, and he's got a first down. He's over 100 yards already for the night.
Yeah, he was 114 coming into the second half. So we said it in the pregame, he was going to have a big night, and we could feel it coming. He was ready for a marquee game, and this is kind of his coming out part of the year so far.
Gets it here on homecoming here in Milford at Briggs Stadium.
He had 300 yards and 3 touchdowns coming in, and he can have 300 yards this game.
2 touchdowns already tonight.
Yeah.
Wing done to the near side. Shaver went to the far side. Concord showing blitz. And this time it's going to be Shorts off the left side. Cuts it back in. And Milford doing a good job of cutting back in and getting some extra yards.
Yeah, and Shorts and Horsey proven to be a really good combination.
Pick up of about 8 on the play. Brings up second down. Ball on the 31 of Concord. Second and 2 for the Bucks. Hudson having some trouble with the ball with the snap twice tonight. He almost made it worse trying to give it to Horsey. Horsey trying to take it away.
I felt like he just came out a little too quick.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't quite secure the ball quick enough.
He gets a yard out of it, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for Milford. So everything's just kind of going their way tonight, Scott.
When those broken plays end up for positive yards, you're doing something right.
3rd and 1 for the Bucks. Ball on the 30. Hudson under center, wing T formation. The wing moves out to more of a slot to the near side. And this is going to be Horsey again. Makes a cut, cuts back in again, takes it inside the 15. The Bucks are back in the red zone. Horsey just having, like you said, Scott, a breakout performance tonight.
Yeah, and he was both elusive and powerful on that run. He eluded a couple guys and then put his shoulder down and finished strong.
Takes it down to the 14. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. He's looking to be one of the top performers in the state tonight. He's got to be around the 150-yard mark right now.
Well, our statistician, Dave Marble, will tell us.
Yeah. And that's a toss to Horsey off the right side. He finds a hole, gets skinny, gets through it, picks up about 3 on the play, brings up second down, ball around the 11-yard line. Feed the hot hand, right?
That's it. Let's keep it rolling. They shut him down for like one drive in the second, but since then
he's checking out right now. Lockett checks in at fullback.
Yeah, and Lockett's a bit of a problem in short yard
carried
situation.
Some people with him.
Yeah, he really did.
And that's going to be a handoff to the wingback. We cannot see that number, but he's in for a touchdown. Scott, see if you can get a number off of him. It was 2 numbers, I know that.
$22.
22. Tyzier Perry, the freshman, gets in the end zone. And Milford goes up 27-0.
He's definitely a freshman because they're picking him up and hugging him.
Carrying him to a
They're
spot.
carrying him to a spot, and everyone's giving him high fives. Very exciting.
Legros on to kick the extra point. So Milford, a second team down here running some wing T.
Coach Bell very happy with that touchdown.
And he could have got that from anywhere. He kicked that by the boat. Folks, your score with 7:17 to play here in the third quarter. Milford 28, Concord 0. We'll be right back after this commercial timeout.
Oh, hey. I didn't see you there.
Cut. Dude, what was that?
Was that too much? Here at Grandpa Mac, we have something for everyone. Signature pasta dishes, or you can custom create them to order. We serve soups, salads, sandwiches, craft beer, and wine. Grandpa Mac's been serving comfort food here in Southern Delaware for the last 3 years, making over 100 pounds of fresh pasta daily. We have a family-friendly environment and are open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. And remember, come follow the noodle to Grandpa Mac. Oh, hey. I didn't see you there.
Cut. Dude, what was that?
And we're back. Milford to kick it away, up 28-0. This is going to be a high kick. Taken at about the 15. And is that LaPearl again on the return?
Yeah, LaPearl. Jack of all trades tonight.
He has been. It's going to be Concord 1st and 10 from their own, looks like 16, so he gets a yard on the return. 6:57 to play here.
And Concord needs to just settle down. Let's get a good drive. Get a little bit of success.
Folks, you're watching Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell with Scott Kammerer, Downstate Game of the Week. Next week, we'll be headed to, I think we're headed to Woodbridge. We'll check here. Pope takes the shotgun snap, hands off, nowhere to go. Loss of a yard.
Yeah, nowhere.
Now the Milford defense starting to stiffen up.
And they've kept, besides the one game, they've really kept Milford in every game this year.
St. Mark's 20, Cesar Rodney 6. Hodson leads Cape and Lupin 13-0. Scores coming in from Lewis. Thank Kristen Mitchell for keeping us updated. Shotgun formation for Pope. Twins to the near side, receiver far to the top of the screen. Pope takes a snap, drops back, looks down the middle. He's under some pressure and sacked.
Really nowhere to go. Good coverage downfield. Pocket collapsed on him. Smart decision.
That looks like Hudson on the sack. Now that's number 55.
Yeah, 55.
No, that's not. That's the wrong number.
The fans are yelling Huffnagel.
Yeah, Huffnagel, 50. Huffnagel, 58. Our apologies to the parents, but I'm sorry, these numbers are. And we were talking to some coaches up here that they were made illegal a couple years ago. They're supposed to be contrasting colors. I don't know that burgundy and black are contrasting colors.
Yeah, when you put that together with the overall age and sightability of the 302 announcers, it's a bad combination.
And we had a whistle and delay a game, Concord. So moving back 5 up, might be a half the distance there. So, step it off and do it again. 3rd and about 21. Pope takes a snap, throws downfield, and that's going to be, in and out of the hands of number 3, Wilderson Alexander, the safety.
He saw his name in lights. He was thinking pick 6. That's okay. In the stat sheets, that's a batted down pass.
That's right. So the Raiders will punt it away. Shorts goes back, this time about their 40-yard line. And he's going to be his heel's right on the end line. So short snap, good snap. And he's going to get it away. End over end. Taking at about the 33. Short's looking for some running room on the left side. He's not going to make it. That was number 44. Brooks with the tackle, and he just went face to face.
Brooks just stood him up, and Shorts had a full field to run, and Brooks definitely put the stop on him. But Milford's going to have another possession in plus territory.
Right. This time inside the red zone at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10, Milford. Dover and Slazam coming up on the half. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Still 14-7 Senators. And going to roll to the right. Has a man open in the end zone. Touchdown for the Buccaneers. And we'll see who has the catch on Hudson, too. You got him in your sight, Scott?
I think that's 8.
8 through it. And we'll see if we can get a name on the receiver. Everything's happening on the far corner of the field.
Yeah.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. If they make this, we go to a running clock. This is Legros. Snap a little high, gets it down, kicks it, and it's good. And we're now under a running clock here in Milford.
You got to say, Legros has a lot of leg to him.
So we're going to take a quick commercial timeout. Your score, the Milford Buccaneers 35, Concord 0. We'll be right back on the other side of this commercial.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
And welcome back to Briggs Stadium. Jamar Austin is given credit for the touchdown from the public address announcer. So we're gonna do what he says.
Good job, young man. Good catch. Wide open in the back of the end zone, and Hudson just floated it to him.
So we're under a running clock. Buck's kicking away. He's going to take it at about the 10-yard line. That's number 13, LaPerle. LaPerle looking for some running room on the right side. Has one, breaks a tackle, knocked out of bounds. That's 25. Greg Lockett on the tackle.
So Milford not being very hospitable on homecoming here to the visiting Raiders.
Trying to please the home crowd.
Trying to please the home crowd. Up 35-0. Running clock in the third quarter. Coach Bell all smiles on the Milford sideline.
Looking for his third win of the season. And it only gets tougher from here. They play Class A St. Elizabeth, 2-time state runner-up in Class A next week. And then they're on the road to Woodbridge, a game that we'll carry on a Thursday night. Pope rolls out, tells his man to go deep, throws it, but there's a flag in the backfield.
That's in the vicinity of
the
holding.
hold, yeah.
Pope took a hard shot from behind, too. That's the triple whammy. Incomplete pass, took a bad hit, and holding.
Right.
2 of the 3 is fine, not all 3.
And Bell's going to decline the penalty. It makes it 2nd and 10 from the 22. So like we said, these two teams coming in, trying to get into chatter of Class AA. Milford probably doing that right now. People are going to look here and look at this score and how they've done it. Horsey just probably done for the night. But he came into the third quarter with 114 yards.
He's got to be around
150 or so,
yeah, 150.
Pope in the shotgun, takes a snap, drops back, looks to his left, rolls out, throws, and that's going to be incomplete. Intended for number 20, Thomas.
Yeah, we really didn't know what to expect too much. We didn't have a ton of tape on Concord, but
No.
looking at the scores, I was thinking this was a pretty even game. It was kind of a toss-up, maybe a defensive battle. I did not see really this playing out, but everything going right for Milford, and right from the first drive, right, Benny?
Yeah,
I mean, really
absolutely.
from the first drive, it just kind of clicked on all cylinders for him.
I think they've scored on all but one drive. 3rd and 10 for Concord. Pope in the shotgun with a running back to his right. Takes a snap, looks left, throws the bubble screen. And he's coming back here looking for some blockers. This is LaPearl, and he's just got Milford just sniffing it out.
Yeah, and that's one of those situations you run 35 yards, get back to the line of scrimmage.
That was Shorts on the tackle, along with number 2, Legros.
Yeah, and LaPearl, I feel like he gets that edge, though. He could be dangerous. And he stayed in bounds.
And Shorts is playing linebacker. It's not like he was a corner or a safety making that play. He came from the linebacker position, just scraped across the field.
Yeah, he was on the other side.
Right.
He kind of followed the whole thing, yeah.
So Concord to punt it away. Shorts at his own at the Concord 45. 20 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Low snap, able to field it, and kicks off a wobbly punt, gets a good bounce, goes off Short's hands. He's able to recover it, pick it up, and tackled, finished off by number 11, Banks.
That's the most exciting net zero punt so far of the game.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Folks, we'll go to a commercial timeout. Your score, the Milford Buccaneers 35, the Concord Raiders 0. We'll be back with fourth quarter action on the other side.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
And we're back to Briggs Stadium here at Milford High School. 12 minutes on the clock. Waiting for the referee signal to get it rolling. As we're under a running clock, 35-point lead. And it looks like Dover Sally's has gone into halftime. Last I checked, it was 14-7 Senators. Got back to that, whatever's going on. Lewis Scott, the referee's late to get it going. Two teams that, even though Cape at 3-0, we still really didn't know who they are. Hodson, another team, we just kind of, those early season games, you don't get a good grasp of who's who until they start playing in class. And I think at the end of the day, we'll have a little better look at who the top 8 teams in AAA. Game of about 4 on the play. Cape and Lopen 3-0. It's first time, I think, 2014 when they went to the state tournament under Bill Collick.
Yeah, and you had Thomas Ott on that team.
Mm-hmm. Diaz Nardo
was quarterback.
2nd and 6.
Luke Benson
for the Bucks. Hodson 19, Cape and Lopen 0. Caravel 14, Archmere 2.
Yeah, you had a D1 college football coaching staff.
Right.
Collick, Parker, Herky Billing.
Talking about coaching matchups now, you got Slays A&M defensive coordinator Paul Warlow, former Blue Hen, played for the Atlanta Falcons, up against the 30-some-year college coach and Chip Knapp taking over Doba from Wesley. big-time matchup there in coaching knowledge.
I love that Knapp took over Dover. I think there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah. Third down. And it's going to be a handoff to Horsey. He's got the first down. Correction, that's number 18, Andrew Civils. Civils, that is a name in Milford.
We know that name.
Yes, you do. And I think one of them got away and went to Sussex Tech.
A lot of successful athletes.
Right. First and 10 for Milford at the just inside the 43 of Concord. So Coach Bell starting to empty the bench a little bit. Got some backups in the backfield. Lockett now taking over the fullback position. Motion, speed sweep, and he's going to be trapped in the backfield. Number 19, Sean Lovett, sophomore.
DJ Walker, great play in the backfield for the Raiders.
Milford coaching staff even decked that in black tonight.
And I think their names are written in burgundy on their shirts. It's hard to tell.
That was good.
Yeah,
Second and 12 for Milford. We'll have to write that one down.
Yeah.
Motion comes from the far side. Hand off to the Lockett. Lockett steps out to his right on a little bit of a belly-type play. And, man, he just carries people with him.
Next time we do a Milford game, we're going to get a sharp-eyed spotter to do. Yeah, somebody
stand right behind us
with binoculars.
Well, hopefully they'll be back next time we have them, they'll be wearing the white. So
that's right.
Unless they give white jerseys with white numbers, we should be fine.
I do like that look. Very Oregon.
Yeah. 3rd and 2 for the Buccaneers. Under 9 to play in the game. Handoff up the middle and stuffed by the center of the Concord line. Number 50 comes up off the pile, Shane Bennett.
Bennett having a nice little game. He's been in on quite a few tackles today.
It's going to make it a 4th down and 3. And Coach Bell getting the backup some playing time. And it looks like they're going to change the play. Move more to a power formation with the wing to the near side. Handoff up the middle.
I'll tell you what,
that's going to be a first down.
This running clock is real. You don't realize how fast it goes.
And that was number, that's 36?
36.
Alan Gonzalez Velasquez, a freshman, getting some Friday night action here in his freshman season.
On homecoming.
Right. First down for the Bucks at the 30-yard line of Concord. And I think we have a new quarterback.
15.
Number 15, Trent Lovett. And he'll hand off to number 18, Andrew Civils. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
Civils with a nice lateral move. Create some space. Get some positive yards.
Now some new linemen starting to check into the game. And Lovett back at the fullback, or correction, Lockett back at the fullback. Motion comes from the far side. Hand off to Lockett. Lockett keeps the feet moving.
He is tough to stop.
He even runs backwards.
He does.
Gets it down inside the 25 to the 24.
50 and 11 in on the tackle. And 44 Brooks. Slow to get up, but
3rd and 3 for Milford. 6:30 to play here in the game. Halftime score in Dover. The Senators 14, Salesianum 7. The handoff to ball on the ground, but
22.
able to recover. Number 22, Tyzier Perry.
Tyzier Perry had a touchdown earlier. Another one of the freshmen playing here tonight.
So our streak of nail biters breaks tonight, Scott, as Milford able to put it on a running clock.
Really, I don't know if I could have handled the stress of another close game. The last three have been rough.
Yeah, every one of them came down to like the last. There was still potential to win late in the game in the last series.
We had the one game. There was like 800 comments on the live stream.
Oh yeah, I think that was Laurel Cesarati.
Yeah.
36 on the carry.
The stress was getting into the
Gonzalez Velasquez.
The stress was getting to our fans.
Odessa goes up 28-0 on Tech. Wow, Ducks. I'm sorry.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I didn't even bat an eye when I made that pick. So my apologies to the Odessa Ducks.
Much apologies.
I'm gonna have to wear a duck mask on the
That's
picks
it.
next week. Who knows?
The Ducks are coming for you. Well, after what the Oregon Ducks did to Colorado,
Oh,
I
my
can't
goodness.
believe. And I'm a huge Deion Sanders fan.
Hey, look, I like what Deion's bringing. I like the energy. I just think the media needs to slow down a little bit.
I'm 100% on the primetime bandwagon.
Yeah, I mean, I like the guy. I like what he's doing. He's bringing excitement to college football. I think the national media needs to realize there's 100 and some other schools in the country.
And the one thing I hope they pick up the pace on the coverage of is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
There you go. More on the NFL side.
Yeah, on the NFL side, I think they should cover that.
But what?
24 hours a day.
What not only has Prime brought to the game, but how about the Oregon Duck coming out dressed like him before the game? I mean, it's just so much excitement for college football.
I just love what he said. He said, "I got my yellow jacket. I earned my yellow jacket. You're not beating me.
Right.
My career is over, you know."
Under 4 minutes to play here. Concord facing a 2nd and 7. Pope getting chased and able to get it off incomplete. Doesn't matter, the clock still runs.
The other thing I like, he said, does it bother you, like you're getting, some flack, some pushback, getting booed. And he said, I got booed when I came out of the womb. It doesn't bother me in the least. So
he's bringing excitement to college football, not just to Colorado,
yeah,
to the NCAA, and it's great. I mean, just like I said, the media needs to realize there's 100 and some other teams across the country, and even after the blowout loss, I mean, oh my, I couldn't look at Twitter after a couple of days. It was ridiculous. And now they got USC tomorrow.
That's a tough matchup. It was funny because I was looking at their schedule. I was like, oh man, they got a brutal schedule. They have 3 more ranked teams after this.
Right.
He said they're about 7 or 8 dogs away from being able to compete at that level. They're coming though.
Yep. So it looks like Concord's going to take a timeout here. A little trouble getting set up.
My favorite on the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift is everybody saying
she's bringing
the
limelight to NFL.
She put Travis Kelce on the map, and I was like, come on. Then I went and looked at her Instagram. She's got almost 300 million followers, and the NFL has like 30 million. And I was like, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right.
Going to bring the teenage girls into the NFL.
I tell you what, it's if the Swifties get on board the NFL, forget it, man. The Swift effect is here for the NFL. If she goes to the Jets game on Sunday, it's all bets.
Is that in New York?
It's and she lives in New York too.
Yeah, that changes everything.
Yeah, it's Katie bar the door.
That's right.
If she's at the Jets game, it's game. It's
3rd and 6 for Concord.
It's a runaway train.
Coming off the timeout. And as a guy open, that's number 44.
Ooh, turf monster guy.
Ryan Brooks. He did not get to the first down.
He went down hard.
I don't think he's come off the field today.
He has played a heck of a game, man. He's been all over the field on offense and defense, and he's a hard-nosed player.
Ice bath tomorrow.
Absolutely.
4th and 1. It looks like the Raiders are going to go for it. 2:15 to go here in the game. Coming up, we'll take a quick commercial timeout, and we'll come back with our Louis Pizza Player of the Game and our Active Pest Solution Pest of the Game. I think the Player of the Game might just be a foregone conclusion. And up the middle on the handoff. He's got the first down. That's number 20, Braxton. He gets it near the 50. And I want to thank those sponsors. Louis Pizza just steps away from the beach and boardwalk, 11 Rehoboth Avenue, home of the grinder. And Active Pest Solution. Actually, they were out to my house last week. Sponsoring our pest of the game. Ball at the 50. 1st and 10 for Concord. Brooks flips the formation. Handoff to Braxton again. He's going to be dropped for a loss of a yard. That looks like number 72, Azion Rodriguez. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Nice crowd on hand on the Milford side for homecoming as the Bucks looking to move to 3-1.
Looks like it'll be the last play.
Pope goes to the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, looks downfield, has a guy over the middle. That's number 11, Banks. He's got some running room, takes it down inside the 25 where he's going to go out of bounds. 23 seconds to play.
I tell you what, you got to give Concord a lot of credit.
Fighting
and scrapping to the end. They got a lot of resilience, a lot of things to work on, but they had some successes tonight, and hopefully, they can go back to drawing board and get ready for next week.
Somebody in the bleachers has a siren.
It fooled me.
Me too.
It was 2 seconds too soon.
And that's going to be it, folks. The final score, Milford 35, Concord 0. We'll be right back on the other side of this commercial timeout with our player of the game and our pest of the game.
Prevent unwanted house guests from invading your home. With cold weather coming, overwintering pests are headed inside. If you're not proactive, you could be left with a pest problem.
Expertise is needed to inspect, identify a problem, and offer environmentally sound solutions like Active Pest Solutions.
Prevention is the key to stopping cluster flies, stink bugs, crickets, and mice from entering your home. Protect your home with a proactive pest plan. Contact Active Pest Solutions, your local pest expert.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Prevent unwanted house guests from invading your home. With cold weather coming, overwintering pests are headed inside. If you're not proactive, you could be left with a pest problem.
Expertise is needed to inspect, identify a problem, and offer environmentally sound solutions like Active Pest Solutions.
Prevention is the key to stopping cluster flies, stink bugs, crickets, and mice from entering your home. Protect your home with a proactive pest plan. Contact Active Pest Solutions, your local pest expert.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
And welcome back to Milford Briggs Stadium. Benny Mitchell here with Scott Kammerer. The answer on the screens, that means nothing else but it's time for tonight's pest of the game. Scott, the pest of the game is number 6.
Charles Shorts.
Charles Shorts. He did a little bit of everything tonight. He gained 49 yards on 8 carries, made some key tackles, returned punts and kickoffs. So Charles Short of the Milford Buccaneers is your pest of the game. The Louis Pizza player of the game, 14 carries, 161 yards. He spent most of the night in the end zone. Donaire Horsey for the Milford Buccaneers is your player of the game. Scott, real quick recap of tonight's game. Total yards, Concord 115, 78 in the air, 37 on the ground, 5 first downs. The Bucks 305 yards. Total 28 passing, 277 on the ground, and 15 first downs.
Just a total team effort,
Yeah.
Benny, by Milford. They really, everything going right for them. Horsey had a breakout game. Defense played great. Really, it's hard to really argue too much with what you saw of the Milford Buccaneers tonight. They really made a statement game. And for Concord, really from the get-go, we thought maybe at the second half they were going to come out, fumble the snap, and, really couldn't put it all together. So
Horsey tonight,
Milford's
14
nice.
carries, 161 yards. Shorts, 8 carries for 49. For Concord, Wright, 8 for 18. He was just getting it going, Scott, when he went down with a dislocated elbow. Hopefully that young man is okay. He's at the hospital now getting x-rays and getting it taken care of. Austin, two catches for 28 yards. LaPerle, 4 for 29. Banks from Concord, 3 for 41. Hudson was 2 of 5 for 28 yards. Pope, 8 of 21 for 78. Next week, we stay with Class AA action and the first District 3 action of the season when the number 2 ranked Laurel Bulldogs at 2-2 take the short drive north to take on the Woodbridge Blue Raiders at 3-1. Sodal Concepts pregame show is 6:35 with kickoff at 7. This weekend, the Blue Hens are idle. They're 2-1 on the season. Big win over New Hampshire last week. Virginia University Lynchburg Dragons, they come to Dell State, 4 o'clock or 1 o'clock kickoff. That's a wrap for tonight's Downstate Game of the Week for Brandon Hill, Matthew Westcott, Dave Marvel, Kristen Mitchell back in Lewis, and Scott Kammerer. I'm Benny Mitchell. Thank you for watching. Your final score tonight, the Milford Buccaneers 35, the Concord Raiders 0. Have a safe sports-filled weekend from all of us here at Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. Good night, Delaware sports fans.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.